Good evening, and welcome to the Autism Blogcast. I'm Jim Mancini.
And I'm Raphe. Today, we have the chance to catch a clip from last night's late night show with Jim and Raphe, where we had a special guest, Dr. Bryan King, join us.
Dr. King has made significant contributions to the field of autism, both locally in the state of Washington, but also helping increasing understanding of autism worldwide.
In addition, in the scientific realm, Dr. King has provided a number of advances in our understanding of the treatment and interventions that we use for individuals impacted by autism.
Let's take a look. For our next guest, we'd like to welcome Dr. Bryan King, the Executive Director of the Seattle Children's Autism Center. Welcome, Bryan.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
It's great to be
Thanks.
here.
Thank you. Really appreciate you taking the time out to come talk with us today, to hear a little bit about really kind of what's happened over the past decade here in Seattle with your involvement in the autism community.
And our first question would be, in your opinion, what do you feel have been the big changes that have happened over the last 10 years?
Well, there have been many changes, but let me start out by just acknowledging what a fan I am of your show.
Thank you.
You've transformed the internet, and your hard-hitting journalism is setting the mark for others to emulate.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So, in terms of what's happened here over the last decade, the list is too long to enumerate, but one of the biggest things, obviously, is that Seattle Children's has an autism center, and arguably one of the best autism centers in the world. We've seen over 7,000 families in the last 10 years. Actually, the center has only been open since 2009. We're doing over 21,000 outpatient visits a year now here at the center. It's extraordinary. The amount of research that's going on and the quality of the clinical care and the connection with the families that we see in the community is just unmatched. We're in a place in autism where there are likely going to be many changes in the coming decade. In some ways, we've sort of assembled the pieces now, and now it's time to take advantage of what the field is going to deliver in terms of new findings, new treatments, and so on. One could say that we've spent the last 50 years working out what is autism. How do we recognize it? How do we identify it? We've gotten really good at that. And some of the work that you both have done here has really led the way. The genetic study that we have going on here now is going to be groundbreaking in terms of informing what autism is. And where that places us is in a position to think now about what to do about autism. What are we going to see come forward in terms of the translation of the findings of a better understanding of what generates, what contributes to autism, and how we inform treatment as a result. We're going to see some really exciting things in the coming decade. And I think you and others here at Seattle Children's are going to lead the way.
Yeah, so major changes in terms of just the advance we made in our ability to provide support for families, and then really sort of seeing that unfold really exponentially, potentially over the next upcoming decade. Excellent. If you had a crystal ball, where would you see things? We're 10 years from now. What do you think? Where do you see some of the big changes?
So I think the biggest change, if I could just put it in terms of the crystal ball, if you will. So crystal ball, you're looking from the outside in. And that's what we've been doing with autism. We've been looking at the symptom presentation and the context in which things are being presented, and trying to do the best we can individualizing treatment. What's going to happen in the next 10 years is we're going to look from the inside out. We're going to have the tools to understand the genetic contributions to the expression of autism. We'll have a better feel for how they interact with the environment, and we'll have tools that will actually literally let us work from the inside out to make a difference in the lives of these children.
Sounds great. Yeah. So, Dr. King, on behalf of all of the Seattle Children's Autism Center staff and the autism community, we really want to thank you for all of your work over the last decade, and and we really wish you the best for the future.
Thanks.
So, that's it for this month. We'll see you next Thursday.
We hope you enjoyed that clip from the Late Night Show with Jim and Raphe with our special guest, Dr. Bryan King. See you next month.